Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the portfolio. Again, I want to thank everyone out there for supporting the channel. If you guys do like the content, if you guys do like the video series, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you are a subscriber, make sure to hit that bell button to get alerts and updates on all new content posted on the channel. For today's video, I thought I would jump back into marijuana industry, marijuana stocks. There's been a lot of movement, including the stock you see up on screen here, CRON, Cronos Group. As you can see, 21.72% in the green on the last day of trading before the weekend on the 7th of December. Very, very good gains. If we take a look at the longer term perspective, you can see quite a bit of volatility here. First trading on the market back in February of 2018. And you can see these very large swings in the price of the stock. As I have detailed on prior videos, this is a fledgling industry. There's a number of different companies vying to be the dominant participant in this particular market industry, this market segment. It's a developing market segment. Currently in the United States, it is not approved. Marijuana, that is, for recreational use. It has some medicinal applications, but that is very, very limited. As we'll kind of see in the video later on, I'll have a map showing you exactly what the legalization status is in the United States. But there's a number of different companies, small cap companies, and there are some other larger companies that are taking stakes in those companies and potentially propelling them into the lead, again, in this very fledgling market industry. Cronos Group here, the big jump in the price of the stock, 21.72%. You can see that jump here for the past 1 week of trading is because of Altria Group, Altria. If you take a look at the bottom of the screen here, you can see that this is a company, a holding company engaging in the manufacture and sale of cigarettes in the United States. This is a very, very large company, as you can see in the middle here, with the market cap of $101.86 billion. It infused $1.8 billion into Cronos Group, CRON, representing about 45% of the company. Paid a very large premium to do that. But with that infusion of capital, Cronos Group is now able to develop infrastructure, distribution networks, footwork to really become one of the leaders in this space. Much like Canopy Growth, CGC, as you can see on screen here, CGC, Canopy Growth. This is a stock that also had a very large infusion in cash from STC, Constellation Brands, an alcohol company. And you can see that very large price spike here back in September because of that large cash infusion. It has been very interesting with this stock, however. It has trailed off here quite a bit from that initial big spike in the price of the stock. STZ initially infused $4 billion into the company. So very, very large moves with CGC. STZ here, Constellation Brands, is the company that infused capital into Canopy Growth. You can see here, large company as well, $35.29 billion, but not quite as large as Altria. There are a number of different stocks, like I said, in this particular market space. A good way to kind of look at the leaders is looking at one of the leading ETFs in this space, which is this ETF here, MJ, Alternative Harvest ETF. If you take a look here, ticker symbol MJ. This trades on the New York Stock Exchange. If you take a look at the holdings in this company, or excuse me, in this ETF, you see the top 10 holdings here as of 12/10/2018. Cronos Group, as you can imagine, is one of the leaders up on top there, 13.39% of the overall holdings in this ETF. Tilray and Canopy Growth, again, the other big stock that has had a capital infusion by a much larger company, is third on the list. Aurora Cannabis, a number of different companies here, some established for quite some time, some that are relatively new on the market, but a number of different companies. And take a look at the legalization map here of the United States. As I mentioned earlier, you can see that there are a number of states in which legal medicinal marijuana is legal. In those light blue states, there are a number of other states as well where it is legal outright. California, Colorado, a few others as well. I did not realize that Alaska, Michigan, and Maine, some of those other states were also included on that list. But on a federal level, it is still illegal for recreational marijuana use, so that should be taken into consideration. But if that landscape does change like it did in Canada, there should be quite a few gains in a number of companies. The companies that we talked about up on top here, as well as companies that we probably have not heard of yet. It's going to be a very interesting space here, finding out exactly which companies are going to win this race here. Cronos and Canopy Growth, because of the large capital infusions from STC, as well as ML Altria Group, definitely have the lead. But again, there is a lot of space in this particular market segment. It's a developing market segment, and at least for the United States, it's not even a current market segment. It's still illegal for recreational marijuana use. But again, if that changes, there's going to be a lot of money made in this particular market segment. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Going back to Canopy growth, you can see here on the bottom, my investment so far has not been successful. As you can see, their total return down 15.54%. Just put a little bit of capital in, 5 shares at an average cost of $37 per share. So equity value is just $156.25. I also put a bit of capital into ACB, Aurora Cannabis, as well. 5 shares, average cost $757, $28.45 for equity value. So definitely have not put substantial investments in either of these companies. This one here as well, not successful, down 24.83%. But I believe over the longer term, these companies should be successful, and you should be able to make quite a bit of growth in the company that ultimately wins the race to become the premier company in this space. I think this space is going to be quite large. I think there's going to be room for a number of different companies, large and small, but definitely CGC Canopy growth with the infusion of capital from STZ, Constellation brands, and now Cronos Group with the infusion of capital from Altria, MO, and a very large cash infusion as well compared to its market cap, $1.8 billion, representing about 45% stake in that company. I think it's really going to propel Cronos to one of the leaders in this market space. But again, there's a number of different companies. Take a look at MJ, that alternative harvest ETF, has a number of different companies, fledgling companies, most of those in that particular ETF. Gives you a very good starting point on recognizing which companies are at least in the stake for becoming one of the leaders in the space. But again, it's very, very early. Most of these companies, all of these companies that are the large leading companies are Canadian companies. And as legalization status changes on a federal level in the United States, maybe within the next 10 years or so, there should be a very good market for potential gains, very large gains as well. I think this is a time to get into these companies. It's very, very risky, but again, as I have mentioned on a number of prior videos, risk equals reward. So this could be a very rewarding investment, maybe 5-10 years down the road. So just wanted to highlight that. Again, the investments I have put some capital into CGC as well as ACB, and then the very large infusion of capital into Cronos Group, CRON, by MO Altria Group. So very, very interesting. Let me know if you guys are in this market space. What companies are you taking a look at? Are you taking a look at some of the companies I have been investing in, ACB as well as CGC Canopy Growth? Are you looking at Cronos? Are you looking at Tilray or any of the other fledgling companies? Or are there others that may be trading only on pink sheets, over-the-counter stocks, or maybe not even on an investor's radar at this moment? Please let me know. Always interested in learning about this space. I think it's going to be very, very profitable moving forward. So not to make the video too long, I'll kind of end it here. Again, if you guys enjoy the content on the channel, if you guys enjoy the video series, please let me know. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And again, we'll kind of end it here, and we'll see you next video.